All right, guys, so bear with me a second. I want to make sure that the stream is up and running. I'm going to pull it up in the background. It looks like it is. So that works. I want to make sure that I can pop out the chat and see when you guys are chatting with me. Okay. If anybody happens to be in the chat, as soon as you get in here, drop me a message. I'd appreciate that. All right, that's looking good. And we are actually recording live at the same time. Okay, so let me, just to verify, this is our first time. I want to make absolutely sure that we are streaming live and that all is well, so bear with me here. And as soon as somebody hits the chat, somebody, if you would, just drop me a notice in there. I noticed somebody's in the room, so if you would, just let me know if you've got good audio. That's all I care about right now. Got to make sure we're good. All right. And I'm actually logging into mine right now just to see if I can see it. So, okay. And we're going to do this botless. So, yeah. All right, now you're going to hear me listening to my own thing, so I want to make sure that we do have good audio and that it's coming through clean. So bear with me one sec. I hate when people do this, but got to be done. Okie dokie. And of course, it's streaming nice and slow to my phone, which is wonderful. Welcome if you're in the chat. Do me a favor, drop me a message, let me know you're in there and that you've got good audio so we can go ahead and get started on this thing. And if it looks like it is hot in here, it's because it's really hot in here. I got a new air conditioner over there, but it's trying to catch up. Welcome to Texas. So, okay. And that's looking good. All right, we got anybody in there? And I'm watching the chat room in here, so if you're chatting in, that's what I was afraid of. Okay. Bear with me, guys. Trying to get on here so we can see it. All right. And OBS just, oh yeah, OBS is cutting in and out. All right, guys, so here's what I'm going to do. Since OBS is playing games and it seems to disconnect and reconnect whenever it wants to, you're going to be seeing bits and pieces of this live stream, but tonight you will see the full repost on the video. So I'll put the whole video up because I'm actually recording it. So, guys, thanks for joining. This is our first, I'm going to call this Scully's Den. This is where we're going to do all of the repairs, upgrades, possible modifications, and different stuff like that for different launchers. It's sort of an extra bonus for you guys. I want you to be able to kind of get a feel for what I do during the day when I'm not actually shooting videos. I want to thank everybody out there who's been sending me amazing messages about the wonderful theft that we had. We did lose pretty much everything. A little bit of good news on that front. It looks like the trailer might actually get taken care of, but we won't know that for 100% sure until they come up and do their insurance thing, and we all know exactly how wonderful that is. So, yeah, hopefully we'll know here shortly. On the other front, we did already manage to recover a lot of the, not recover, but replace a lot of my daughter's inventory, not nearly what it was. We lost close to $70,000. My daughter did put up a GoFundMe. I'm going to link that here, and I'm also going to link it over on the YouTube channel. Guys, the only reason I didn't tell you guys about this is because I do not want to come off as a beggar. It's not my style. Everybody out there knows me. If you want to or can help, sweet. If you can't, that is totally cool, and that is 100% cool. But I wanted you guys to know that that is an option. So that will be out there too. So now, as far as the things we're going to do here, we're going to do a couple of them because it's really hot in here, and then I'll probably break this up into 2 videos. So first off, I got a Paradigm PTX. Now, you guys have seen these before. This is the stock version of the PTX that they were selling before the volumizers were actually completed. So I got an order for this, But to do the order, we have got to install the volumizer, which is right here, because I want to send it out calibrated and ready to go. So I also have some oil over there, which we're going to lubricate. For those who forgot, guys, each one of these is actually hand-signed and produced by David. That's the guy who actually made these. They're also numbered. So they're serial numbered and numbered. So when you get one of these, you're getting straight from him. It really is cool. All right, so pulling out the PTX. Now, I will tell you that on these particular models, they do come with 2 magazines. These are designed specifically to fire the shaped ammo, okay? By the way, YouTube, come on, dude. That's not a firearm. Give me a break here, right? Nothing up here is going to be firearms. That goes for Twitch, too. But they are designed specifically to fire shaped ammo. The round ball ammo magazines are also going to be coming from David here shortly. So, but shaped ammo right now. So, all right. Let's get this box out of the way so we can go ahead and get this one ready to go. Yeah, I wanted to do this. You know, I do this all the time anyway during the weeks, usually at night, guys, when I'm off work. But I wanted to show you guys kind of what I do when I'm not streaming on there so you guys can all see me. So, all right, popping out the center pin. And we're going to go ahead and pull both sides of this pin, guys, just because I don't want to lose that. There we go. As you can see, it's just a little insert. Hopefully you can see that. On the next video, I will try to have Stumpy connected up also so you guys can see it at the same time. So, all right, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull out the bolt. On the bolt, guys, you want to make sure that once you pull it back, and it can be kind of tight because this has been in here for quite a while, needless to say. But pull it out. Hang on. Bear with me one second here. There we go. And it's been in heat and everything else. So out comes the bolt. There you go. Here's your bolt. Now, there is going to be a spring. There's that spring. You don't want to lose that because you're going to need that, okay? Now, as you can see, this is extremely well greased right now. It's because this has never been opened, so we're not going to have to worry about applying any more grease here. I will put a little bit of oil on the O-rings here just in case. The volumizer is going to fit right here. So grab, twist. So I had a lot of people that were questioning on the wonderful NX Works / Defense Innovation / Mercury Rise / all that stuff, Pistelle. I'm going to give you the details on that here shortly. All right, so we're going to pop off the original valve. We're going to pop off the original spring. Okay, got both of those there. What we're going to do is we're going to take the volumizer. And the volumizer, by the way, with the new spring, pop that in. Now, I'm going to tell you a little secret about that spring. You can use this spring. So you've got a lot of varying power levels here that you're going to be able to get away with. If you use this spring and this volumizer, you're going to hit 16-ish joules. If you use this valve, excuse me, not volumizer, valve, and you use this spring, you're going to hit right in the mid-20 joules. But if you want to hit max power, that valve and that spring, okay? So we're going to go ahead and put the spring on here. Now keep in mind, guys, this is going to be a very tight pressure when you put this on. So apply it in and push and twist at the same time. By the way, guys, I am aware, if you are on Twitch, that the stream is cutting in and out. I don't think it's a Twitch thing. I think it's probably our horrific internet down here. So please bear with me, guys. Bear with me. All right. When you put this on, guys, be sure you do not cross-thread this if you do this. What I usually do is put it on, twist it backwards, hear it click, and then go forward, okay? Screw that all the way down. Snug it up right there. All right. Now, as you take a look at this, you're going to see you've got a groove on the top and you got a groove on the bottom, okay? That groove corresponds to this pin that goes through to hold the bolt in place. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it, we're going to press that in. There we go. And goes the bolt. And what we want to do is we want to line up that pin. I know you guys are not going to be able to see this super clear, but with that hole right there. Oh, correction. See? Live TV. Spring. Yes. Okay. Yeah, and I have done that actually, guys, where I put the whole thing together again, had to take it apart. So right there, it's lined up. And once you get it in there, it more or less holds in place, guys. You don't have to, like, continue pushing it in and having it bounce out. But occasionally you have to push it in a tiny bit because that is a spring putting pressure back against you. All right. Slide in the pin from the top. And there we go. Locking that in place right there. Okay. Push that in so that it's nice and secure. Now, on the buttstock, guys, as you can see, that's not drilled. This is one of those things that we knew was going to happen. There's a hole. He drills these holes in the new volumizers. I suspect that once he gets rid of the, or not gets rid of, but sells off the remaining ones of the older ones. He'll probably quit drilling these and actually have these custom fit. But until then, they work just perfectly. So just put them on, seat in. Now I try to seat in the top first, guys, because it can be a little snug. There you go. And then once you've got that on, you'll seat in the bottom. There we go, just like that. Like I said, I try to always do that top first, but everybody I've talked to does it a little differently. So once you seat it all the way down, there you go, put in your pins, just like that. Now from this point, it's all a matter of tuning it, okay? And I did a video on tuning it, so you guys have seen me actually tune this launcher before. And what that basically entails is firing it. You can adjust it, by the way, your velocity adjustment is actually behind here, and we'll probably get to that here in just a second. Putting it in, firing it, if it cycles cleanly, take it up a little higher, fire it, cycles cleanly, take it up higher. Take it up until right at the point when it has trouble cycling, like it'll fire but then kind of stick on the way back, and then back it off a tiny bit. That's your max power. Once it's cycling cleanly and everything is working perfectly, that's all there is to it. But that adjustment is right underneath that buttstock. So, all right, and I don't have any air in this, so we're not going to be doing any adjustments on this one right now. But you've seen that video. If you haven't, please refer back to it, and you'll be able to see that. So that'll be going out shortly. If you're watching, that's your PTX. You're going to love it. By the way, he did request the original volumizer. There it is, or volumizer, the original valve, and the original buttstock. I'm going to put both of those into this little bag. Actually, you know what? I think I can put them into the box here. Let's see if I can fit them in here. Oh, yeah, I can. So original buttstock's going in here. There's like a little conceal place you can hide stuff. There we go. Actually, no, there isn't, but it will fit. No, it won't. It ain't gonna fit there. It's going in the box by itself. So we'll do that. Okay, there's the valve, there's the spring, and there's that. Okay, so this one will be going out hopefully today if I get done with this, or tomorrow. There we go. And guys, if you haven't seen one of these in real life, or I mean, seriously, there's no way to describe how cool those launchers are. I mean, you've seen, that one has literally lived up there since the first SHOT Show I ever went to. And that will be in my family until I die. I love that launcher. Easy to tear down, easy to maintain, and it just works. Now that the volumizer is out, they're also really powerful. So, by the way, that volumizer, if you go, look at there, see? This is why we do live stuff. Yes, all right. So let's go ahead and get that over there, put that back up on there, and let's not do that again. There we go. That volumizer incident, oh, that's why. Luke has it sitting on the wrong gun stand. See, I can just blame Luke for that. It'll be his fault. Yeah, he'll watch this later, I guarantee it. They really are works of art. Seriously, they are. And now that we know that the BK kinetic rounds, which, guys, I was floored. They cycle through this shaped ammo beautifully, and they are devastating. When they hit, they tend to shatter. This is what the BK kinetic rounds look like, by the way, guys. As you can see, they're resin, and they've got a steel core, but they're shaped and they're finned. The little fins. And those fins are what actually give it the spin, the shape, the fact that it's bore matched to that launcher makes it travel straight, hit hard. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. So, yeah. By the way, every now and then, if you keep hearing it ding, it's because my laptop is telling me that OBS keeps disconnecting because it's OBS. But we will have the full recording tonight. So, let's see here. First time chat. What's going on, man? I'm glad you made it. I'm sorry for the cutouts. It's been intermittent today, so yeah, just hang tight with it. All right, now, that's the first thing I wanted to do. Next thing I want to do, we are putting this to bed right now. We're putting this to bed right now, the end, all right? I have been in personal contact. I had an hour-long conversation with NXWorks. I had an hour-long conversation with KT, and I had about a 30-minute long conversation with our friends over at Mercury Rise. Now, here's the drill. And I'm going to tell you this right off the bat. All three of these companies are actually really good people. They really are. By the way, I think I have somebody that's actually watching and monitoring from this end. So, yeah. Okay, cool. I know that the stream is going up and down, guys, so please forgive me on that. It should come back here shortly. That's what we're shooting for. I keep refreshing it on this end, too, but it's been hit and miss. So, during this conversation, the one thing that was made crystal clear on all sides is that none of them want animosity with the other one. which I thought was pretty interesting because we all thought this was a Defense Innovations Modern Combat Sports versus Mercury Rise thing, but it isn't. Here's the deal. Generation 2 is nothing more than a title. It's a name, literally, like a Ford Escape. It's a name, okay? They don't have the old versions anymore. They don't make the old versions anymore, okay? But, and this is to his defense, KT was correct 100%. The name Defense Innovations, which you can see on this box, okay? Sealed, right? Sealed box. The name Defense Innovations, right, belongs to Modern Combat Sports and DI, which means that nobody else theoretically, not even theoretically, realistically, can use it in their advertising or on their packaging. It cannot say Generation 2. What's missing on that box? Okay, you see Defense Innovations, you see NX Works, right? You see all that, right? You see all that stuff there. You see Pistelle 68, but you do not see Generation 2. Why? Because it can't be advertised as that because it is a name that is owned by Defense Innovations and Modern Combat Sports. The launcher is the same. They come out of the same factory. Now, and I'm going to prove this right now. You just saw this box, correct? Sealed. Defense Innovations, right? Let's open it. We're opening this together. Yeah, I'm one of the guys, listen, I know that this probably means nothing to a lot of people, but to me, the truth is everything, okay? Here we go. I'm opening this on camera. All right, here's your book. Here's your, I love Pistelles, but Defense Innovations box. What do you see? That's right, NX Works. That does not make this less of the latest generation launcher. It just means that they don't own the name. They can't stencil it on the side. It's the same launcher. Now, as far as older launchers, so the generation that did come out before they fixed the issue with the valves, and we know that that one came from Mercury Rise, and we know that that's a Gen 2 because if that was one of the originals, we would have been blowing seals the second that CO2 hit it, right? Because you saw that hit 100 joules with nothing more than the mods that you legit get in the kit, right? So that being the case, we know that's Generation 2, but not Gen 2. You get it, that's why it was so confusing. Yes, it's the second iteration of that launcher, but it cannot be called a Gen 2 because they own Gen 2. There it is, okay? That's the end of this frickin' story. They are not enemies either, okay? Mercury Rise, NX Works, and Modern Combat Sports or Defense Innovations, they're not enemies. They are, it's all together, right? I mean, it just is. Now, that doesn't say, there is one thing I'm gonna say on this. I will be carrying both, and I'll tell you why I'm going to carry both. These are from Mercury Rise, and they're like just came in. You saw, in fact, I think I told you guys the other day the box had just come in. Mercury Rise has the only one that has that adapter on the back, okay, and the barrel included in the same kit, which means that the ones you're going to see on my website, I'm going to update here shortly, every one you buy from this day forward is going to have both of those parts, the ASA adapter, and it's going to have that extended barrel to get that 100 joules that you saw with this thing. Guys, please don't do that, okay? If you want to run the extended barrel on a 12-gram cartridge, you're probably going to get up into 60 joules, and that's going to be ample. It just is. But you have the opportunity, and you have the option, and it will come with it, which is really, really cool. So, now you know, that's the story, that's the reality, and that's a wrap on it, okay? No more. No more he said, she said, I got a letter, they said this. No, that's the end of it. They're not enemies. They are actually kind of friends. They're in business, and they're the same launcher with a little bit different name. There you go. Now, y'all done with this one? I hope you are. All right. Now, we're doing this live, right? I wanted to open up a couple items that I got. Oh, speaking of which, before I forget, I got to show you guys this. So this got sent in from a viewer that actually I think you guys have seen on my channel before. His name is Dean Button. Okay, Dean sent me out. This is the Dually 2 clips. Wants to do a review on it, yada yada. It included the Dually Rough Gray and Rough Black. They're made out of PET G, unlike PLA. PET G is a little harder, guys. If you were watching the videos that Luke put out on these holsters, guys, he has gone through so many variations of materials on these, temperatures to print them out, infill densities, everything to make these perfect the way they are now. So PETG is harder than PLA if you want to print something that needs to be more rigid, but these had to have some flexibility to them. So he said, oh, let's see what these are. Oh, those look like clip holsters. Okay, I see where they're going here. Is that for the, hold on a second here. Is that for the CL? Wait a minute. Is that a clip holster for the CL? Let me look at this. Rounded edge. It is a clip, and by the way, this is that extender that East Coast Less Lethal has, which, by the way, if you don't have that thing and you've got a CL, you are wrong. That is sick. But look at that. That is awesome. And this one actually has an integrated belt clip built into it. So same basic deal. Now, it's got a hole. Oh, yeah, man, that is snug. That fits really nice. It ain't coming out. That's huge. One thing about this, it's actually kind of cool. It's got a, I don't know what that hole's for. I'm assuming it's for extra rounds maybe, or maybe, I don't know. Well, maybe Dean will be on here. Dean, if you're on here, answer that question. What's that hole for? Because that hole's in both of them. And it's clearly there intentionally. But yeah, that is really slick, guys. Yeah, and I want to let you know, I'll have a link for him down there. And you guys can talk to him directly on this one. Dean, do me a favor, shoot me an email. Let me know how you want me to tell everybody about it as far as their address. Do you have a website? He's got an email address, but until I verify, I'll wait on that for you guys. But yeah, he sells them for $20 plus shipping, $24.99 for the Dually Duo, whatever that is, which I think is incredibly fair, guys. These are built really rigid. By the way, look at that material. It's really neat. That one's got like coarse, grainy. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. I really do. So yeah, we'll definitely. Dean, these are awesome, guys. You did really good on this. I think you're doing perfect. Utilize the same magnets. There's magnets inside to lock the clip in place. Okay, it's for the CO2 tanks. That's for an extra CO2, guys. Okay, do I have a CO2 sitting up here? Hold on. Ah, looky there. Ooh, let's see, down. I don't know. Oh. Y'all gonna laugh now? Come on. Yes. You can laugh now. Here's an 8 gram. Oh, look at that. Fits right in there like it's supposed to. Imagine that. Oh, and nozzle down. And it's, guys, there is a magnet. Look, that's not pressure holding that. Look. Right? There's a magnet holding it in place. That is sick. Dude, these are great. Dean, these are awesome, man. All right, so mag holders, definitely check them out. I'll throw his email down there in the description because that looks like a business email address for him specifically. So I'll throw that down there and then you guys can give him a message and talk to him about it. But yeah, those are really good. By the way, man, I'm really sorry it's taking so long to get this video out. Well, as if you guys don't know, it's been a harrowing couple of weeks. So yeah. All right, so the next thing I want to do, this is an unboxing I wanted to do, so you wait right there for just a second. I'll still talk to you. So the other day we got in the box of stuff that was stolen. One of the things that was stolen was my solar generator. Now, if you're doing retro gaming computers, which a lot of you guys know I do, the one thing you have to have at these shows is power. Because if you go to a lot of these Comic-Cons, you're not going to have power unless you pay like an extra $150 or even more than that for the booth itself. So I wasn't willing to do that, so I had to, unfortunately, spring for another one, which I didn't want to do, but it is what it is. This, now the original one I had was 1,024 watts. I figured if I was going to do this anyway, I'd go ahead and upgrade it, turn a, negative into a positive, make lemons out of lemonade or whatever you say, yeah, and go ahead and get one of these. This is supposed to be 2,400 watt hour. So double powerful, weighs in at about, I'd say probably about 45 pounds, so it is heavier than the other one. But it's something I definitely wanted to have. I mean, if I'm going to do this anyway, I'm running on average 6 computers at the show, 8 to 10 hours a day. So you can imagine the kind of power that you've got to have to do that. All right. Guys, I'm really glad to be able to do this for you guys. I really hope. I know that the live stream is cutting out, and I apologize for that. It's got to be the internet down here. But I will rebroadcast the whole thing tonight, and I might, do like a premiere so we can all talk through it. Ooh, slick. All right, this is the, I love the name, by the way, guys. Okay, talk about perfect advertising. I don't know if you guys are going to see this. So the company name is Oupes, right? And if you look below it, it says, no power Oupes with Oupes. Cute. Yeah, so the Oupes Exodus 2400, that's what we've got here. Okay, I think I might set that, well, actually there's handles on it. This could get messy. Here we go. Ugh. Oh my gosh. That thing has definitely got some bulk. I had a Primax. Yeah, I had a Primax, that's what it was called. And it was probably 25 pounds. Ooh, I like the look of this, guys. Check it out. All right, let me turn this around so you can actually see the cool side. Look at that. Now, typically, they're not going to ship these empty, so that is interesting. So the power, instead of coming in off of a brick, now this is something I noticed with my last one. The power would come in off of one of the 12 or 18 volt bricks, and man, when you're charging that thing, it is like the core of the sun hot. I mean, hot, okay? This actually uses a standard PC power cable to charge it up, which I think is actually cool. You can also charge it from a solar generator. So hang on one second here, guys. Let me go back here and pull up the stream again. Hopefully we're still streaming, guys. It's been hit and miss. This internet's horrible. Yeah, there you are. Okay. I'm back in the chat room. Now, one thing I do like about this one is you can charge it with solar panels. But I like the regular PC power cable aspect in case you should lose your brick or forget it, which I have done before. Over here, let's turn it on. I want to see what the panel looks like. All right, there we go. So they ship it at 66%. Now, these are rated, all of these 110 plugs are actually rated at 120 volt, 20 amp. Now, that's actually cool. Now, that's all 20 amp? Yeah, they're all 20 amp, which means that this would actually run a refrigerator, which is kind of cool, or a freezer, should you have a freezer and a power outage. That's a really nice thing, too. But I think that's actually pretty cool. It also has a DC inverter here. I can see that. So a cigarette lighter along with, these are 12 watt outputs, 12 watt 10 amp, which means that those could theoretically run a laptop if you had a double barrel connector. But yeah, that's kind of cool. Other than that, you've got 3 of the USB 3.0 chargers. You've actually got 2 Type-Cs. They're both 140 watt on those, which is really cool. Yeah, this is really, really neat, guys. I don't know what IoT does. Oh, that's internet. It's got an app. That's right. I read about this. There is an app for your phone that you can connect this to keep track of the power level, power usage, drainage, remaining time, and all that kind of stuff too. So this is actually really neat. Guys, I know this is probably not down your line, but I also know that a lot of you guys out there are a lot like me, and you believe in preparation. And preparation is everything, right? You want to be prepared for any kind of a power outage, and I'm talking about simple stuff like a line goes down or a transformer blows or blows a fuse behind your house, something like that, to something a little more, shall we say, scary. Yeah, but you always want to be ready. And this is one of those things that's really nice because it is totally off-grid. You can connect a solar panel into this and just charge it on the solar panel without a problem, which is really nice. So, yeah. This is awesome. I'm glad I bought this. I'm sad I had to buy this, but in the box it looks like you do also have, let me show you this. You've got the power cable itself, which as expected is a standard PC power cable. It is thick, so it's like a thick PC power cable, but it is a PC power cable. And you get the adapters for this is going to be to charge off of solar panels, and this one is going to be to charge off of a cigarette lighter in a car. Dude, at 5 volts, 1 amp on a cigarette lighter, it'd take you like 2 weeks to charge this thing up. But I mean, I guess you have the option if you really wanted to. But yeah, those are all included in here too, which that's yet another plus. So I do like that. That is it for that box though. So, Oupes solar generator, guys. I will put links to all of this stuff because I bought most of it on Amazon. So I'll throw links to all this stuff up there too so you guys can see it. And My next purchase as far as a solar generator goes, guys, I think I'm going to probably go with like an EcoFlow, because if I get to the point where I'm running 8 to 10 of those game systems for 10 hours, so you're talking about, not the systems themselves, those are power sippers, but the TVs, they draw a lot of juice. They really do. And so if we end up doing something like that, then yeah, I probably will have to move to something a little more robust. Yeah. So, all right. The next thing I want to bring up here, guys, this is a little bigger, and I'm hoping I can get it over here. Hold on a second. Now, this is something we've been needing. You might have noticed I started the channel for the air rifles, right? But we haven't posted any content up there. Well, there's a simple reason for that, and that reason is I didn't have a good enough, well, not even good enough, I didn't have it all, a way to charge up those PCP air tanks. Golly, that's heavy. Ugh. Hang on, guys. Ugh. Yeah, oof. That's a workout. By the way, this is where the 27-year-old son comes in handy, who's not here. So, yeah, about that. All right. So this is one of the PCP air compressors. Now, I admittedly went a little bit over what would be considered a stock air compressor. Okay, I wanted something that had a little more power. Oh, good, this has handles, which means I didn't even have to lift it. Oh, geez. Hang on, guys. What's the old adage? Measure twice, cut once. Or how about look in the box once, lift once. Oh, down, 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 down. Okay. Now this is the generator. Let me see if I can get her out of here without damaging internal organs. All right, that is the new compressor. By the way, if you're wondering, guys, this has a temperature gauge on top of it. It's 84.7 in the studio right now. I have a new air conditioner, and it's cranking away trying to get caught up, but I have a feeling I'm going to have to insulate this. It's not exactly the other office up there, right? So, all right, nothing else in that box. Got a bag of goodies here, which we'll look through. Get that out of the way. It's like Christmas over here, I tell you. All right, so you do have an instruction manual. As you can see, guys, this is kind of like a little V-twin. Check it out, right? Little V-twin. This is water-cooled, which means that when you turn this on, you're going to have an inlet and an outlet right here and over here, and those are going to be an inlet and an outlet to keep water cycling through it. Now, what they say, an ice chest. Use an ice chest or maybe a 5-gallon bucket with just regular old water. It doesn't have to be anything extreme. But this thing is supposed to be able to, by their manual, fill up a completely empty scuba tank in 16 minutes. If that's true, it's going to fill our little PCP air tanks that we use, which I, for some reason, don't have an extra one sitting around here, in, a minute or two, which is exactly what I needed. I needed something that could do that quick. Luke needed something he could use here at the field because it saves him having to constantly go back and forth up to the field, or up to the, yeah, by the way, this is what you get for doing things live, right? Scam calls. You got to love it. Without having to go and get it, his air tanks refilled over at the scuba shop, which is where he typically takes them. But if we could do this, we wouldn't have to worry about that, which would be really, really cool. So, welcome back there, Zoodle. I can tell you, though, that as far as these go, there's a lot of different variations of them. There's a lot of different power levels of them. We needed something that was going to be almost shop-wide. So, this is smaller than something that would run, say, like a contemporary shop that's runs like air tools, impact hammers and stuff, but it's powerful enough to fill up scuba tanks quickly, which is exactly what we were looking for. And once I get this all installed, guys, because it comes with the air tube itself, these are filters, it's got an actual pump that goes down into the water to pump the water, circulate the water, and it's got the power cable. That's pretty much what you got here. It looks like that is some sort of a filtration system right there. Once I get this all hooked up here down, and we'll get it running, and then I'll get you guys just like a quick short of what it looks like and what it sounds like when it's running. I've heard they run at about 90 decibels. If that's the case, it'd be the quietest one I have literally ever seen. So PSI on a scuba tank is right around 3,000 pounds. The tanks that we're running for the less lethal guns or any of the other launchers is right around 3,100. This is supposed to be capable of going to 4,400. So that was always one of our problems. So if I had a scuba tank that was half full and I'd connect it up, I'd be lucky if I got a half a fill off that thing before it just quit working. right? So, or it would like, get up 2,500 and then it would just creep slowly. And I'm like, come on. So this is going to alleviate that problem. Of course, if you do have a scuba tank, if you've got a PCP launcher, like any of these, or you've got a PCP rifle, PCP pistol, whatever you've got, one thing that is cool about them is if you do have a scuba tank, you can get, 20 or 30 refills out of one fill on a scuba tank. So especially if you're going into the field, that's a really good thing to have. So yeah, 84.7 degrees in this office. Hence look at this, the copious amount of sweat. And there's literally an air conditioner right there, guys. So yeah, agreed. And there are nothing, really, there's nothing to it. Once you've got the hose hooked up, the inlet and the outlet for the water, and the pump, there's really not much else to this. Plug this thing in and turn it on and go. And if you've used, one thing that is, and I'll show you this on the top here, you can actually adjust right here. So you can actually set it to where you want your pressure to be as far as your output. So if you are filling up something that will only take 3,100 pounds, you certainly don't want to crank it to 44 unless you want to send it across your room like a missile. And while that would be humorous, it may not be safe. So yeah. But yeah, this is pretty cool too. I'll throw a link down there. These are, I want to say, 400, give or take, 400, 500. You can get standard small PCP air compressors for 150 bucks. In fact, I caught one on sale on Amazon once for $99, and I still use it at the other field. So yeah, we needed something a little more industrial for what we were going to do though. So yeah, awesome, right? Oh my gosh, I'm not sure. I'd say that's a little bit heavier than the solar generator down there, but not a whole lot heavier, I can tell you that now. But I'm going to charge up that solar generator overnight to see what's going on. All right, now, we had a couple of different rounds that were sent in. Art over at AR Tactical sent us in some of those 10-gram rounds, which I then summarily and wonderfully left up at the flea market. Oh, you got to love that. So tomorrow I will be testing some of those 10-gram rounds, and the way I want to test them is a couple ways. You guys have seen this TC68, right? Yeah, if you haven't seen this TC68, it's pretty sick. I am in the middle of the video on this, so when you see the video, it's actually going to be broken into a couple different sections, all right? The reason I had to break it into sections was the magazine. I was having some issues. So there are only 5 of these in the country right now, okay? 4 of them are actually in the hands of law enforcement. This was actually a demo unit, as evidenced by that. It was actually a test unit. I think it's been used a ton, and this magazine, like most of these wine feed magazines, tended to jam about halfway up. It happens after use. So they sent me out a brand new magazine so I can complete the tests on this thing, and then we'll have that out to you later this week too. So, but yeah, don't miss the TC68 video. This is wonderful. This launcher has got a future. One thing I figured out about this that's kind of strange is this is right in the middle of, they're supposed to release 2 versions of this, okay? You're supposed to have a, I want to say 16 to 20 joule, and then you're going to have one that goes up to 38 joules. And 38 is their cap. They said that they were advised not to go any higher than 38, so they're not going to go any higher than 38. By the way, you can tell that's not a real M4 because that is an M4 mag holder. So, yeah, but they're not going to go any higher now. So this one is firing somewhere in the high 20s, low 30s on average, but it really likes shaped ammo. And strangely enough, again, the one that it likes the most, other than the VXF rounds, it really, really, really likes those BK kinetics. I have not found one yet that didn't do it yet. So, oh geez, look, an advertiser. Gotta love that. So, guys, I'm going to try to cut this one a little short just because I want to consider this a test run, okay? I'm going to repost this video tonight to the YouTube channel, and for those of you who are on here that don't know me from YouTube, it's Alternate Arms Self-Defense, or at the YouTube at Alternate Arms SD. Come over there and check it out. I will be not only reposting this, but I'll also be doing commentary during it, and I will be in there during the premiere so we can talk about it. So. Yeah, guys, thank you. Keeping it short, keeping it easy, and we'll see you soon. We're going to do a lot more of these streams because I really do kind of love doing this. Once I can cool it down to sub 3,000 degrees in here, I don't need to be cooking. So, talk to you tonight. Bye-bye.